You have? When you open these notes, what do you see? A bunch of coordinate planes. I hope you remember how to graph. That's all we're doing.
I love this.
Okay? So, in Chapter 9, we're working with a ton of coordinate graphs and graphing. We're learning how to reflect, how to rotate, how to slide, and how to do all three of those in one. Okay? So we're reflecting, we're translating, and we're rotating. That's your first three lessons. 9-1's reflecting, 9-2 is translating, 9-3 is rotating. 9-4 is doing all three of those in one. Okay? So, our learning target over here. They said I can put these on the board. So this is where our learning target is going to be, so I can put something on the wall. Any excuse, right? Okay. So, 9.1. I can
Draw reflections in coordinate plane.
This is not bad. I promise it's not bad. So, there are a couple of things we need to remember that you learned, but we need to go over them. So, when you're graphing lines, here's a saying that I use to help me. Because I look at number 1 and number 2, and when I was your age, I had a really hard time remembering how to graph those. I couldn't remember which one was up and down, which one was side to side. That's what I struggled with when I was your age. Until a teacher told me this saying. Hoi Vux. Have you ever heard of that? I know, it almost sounds like a cuss word, but it's not.
I was like, what?
Okay? Here's what this saying stands for. If it's a horizontal line, it has a slope of 0, and the equation starts with y. If it's a vertical line, the slope is undefined, and it starts with x. That's what helps me. If it does not help you and you don't need this, good for you. Go on with your bad self. Okay? If you do need this, use it. Okay? So, on this one, x equals -1. Well, is it side to side or up and down?
Up and down.
Why? Because x, vertical. Side to side, up and down. Side to side. Why? Because it's horizontal. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so that's just if you need it. So we're reflecting. We're reflecting. It's like looking in a mirror, right? You see your reflection.
Is this where we use different colors?
I will tell you where you need the different colors. Okay, so there's 3 steps in drawing a reflection. Step 1. So color number 1. Color number 1. You have to draw your OG image. What's OG stand for? Draw your OG image. Step 2, second color. Just leave them open and go from color to color. Step 2, draw your line of reflection. Draw your line of reflection. Step 3, draw your new image. Those are our 3 steps. So I'm going to help you out. Over here, this is your OG image. Okay, this is your original. So I've already counted your points. F is -3.5. G is -1.4. And H is -2, -2. So what I need you to do in color number 1, I need you to go draw your original image, which are these 3 points on both 1 and 2. Can you do that for me? So go plot these 3 points on 1 and 2. Don't forget to label your points.
Connect them or just draw?
Yeah, you can connect them. Ooh. Uh-oh. Don't make that mistake. I forgot to go down. Okay. So all we've done is drawn the original image. Now, let's just work on number 1. So I'm going to stay on number 1 from here until we finish it. We need to draw our line of reflection. Well, we're reflecting, so this is our LOR, line of reflection, LOR. So we're going to draw this line. It starts with an X, which means it's vertical at -1. So just draw a line. I like to make mine dashed. So this pink dashed line is my line of reflection. Now, when you're reflecting over an image, the two shapes have to be the same distance away from the line. So G is on the line. So G's new spot is going to be on the line. So G stays exactly where it is. Now grab your third color. Third color. So we're drawing the new image now. So F is how many squares away from the line of reflection? From the line of reflection. 2. That's very important. Don't use your y-axis. Use your line of reflection. It's 2 away. So stay up here where F is, and then it's 2 away, so go 2 the other way. Now your new point is not going to be called F. It's going to be called F prime. It's like F apostrophe. That's your new image. That's how we tell the difference between the original and the new, is F prime. So go do the same for H. Well, how many boxes away is it?
1.
So it's going to be 1 the other way. And what's the new image called?
H prime.
H prime. And then connect your dots. Try number 2 on your own. The next step for number 2 would be to draw your line of reflection. I'm going to be doing it at the same time. However, I want you to try it. So you try it. If you get stuck, you can look up here. But try it on your own. So your line of reflection is horizontal. Okay? Questions? I know it's kind of hard to see with these small grids. They get a little bit bigger in number 3 and 4. Okay? So, step 1 on number 3. Go plot your original image. So, use color number 1, and let's go plot our original image. So, all I'm going to do is plot these 3 points. Now, before you continue on, listen. It's nice just to count the boxes, but on your test and on the ACT, there might not be a coordinate plane. So you need to know the trick and the whole point behind this lesson. So say that you're given this on the ACT. Here's your triangle reflected over the x-axis, but there's no coordinate plane. And you could draw a coordinate plane, but the ACT is about time, right? You don't have time for that. Here's the trick. And it's pretty simple. So, if you're reflecting over the x-axis, all you do is change the sign of the y, and it gives you your new point. So, take your third color, whatever your new image is going to be. So, D prime, I'm reflecting over the x, so I need to change the sign of the y. I'm going to go circle the y. X, this is y, this is y, this is y. All I do is change the sign. So if it's a negative, it becomes a positive. So D prime becomes negative 2, 1. E prime becomes negative 1, negative 3. F prime becomes 3, 1. Sure, it'll work. It'll work if you draw your x-axis right here, and you can count across it. That's fine, but you need to know this in case there's not a coordinate plane. Okay? Okay, so now go plot your new points. So if we reflected over the x and we change the sign of the y, when we reflect over the y, we change the sign of the s. So do number 4. It just swaps. Reflect over the x, change your y. Reflect over the y, change your x. So try 4. Do the colors help?
Yes.
Just, it seems to me like it was harder last year. I think one class period I didn't use the colors, and from there on out I was like, different colors, everybody. Good. How are you? I did. I will. You're welcome. All right. One more scenario. Judah, you have something in the office on your way. Can you look at? It's not emergency. So follow. Do this with us, and then you can go. Okay. Okay. One more scenario. Can anyone tell me what the line y equals x looks like? Show me with your hand. Y equals x.
Cool.
Hello. It's okay though. I like this class. Let me see. I like all my classes, don't get me wrong, but they're good. Y'all remember Miss Sherman? Does anybody remember Miss Sherman?
Yeah, there's some of y'all look so grown now.
This is a sweet baby.
Aw.
They're sweet and innocent.
I don't know who's innocent because it isn't me. I'm not innocent.
We know Wakeland. No, I said that.
In class she is.
Not
This is my
outside.
aunt.
Really? Hey, Miss Susan's aunt.
I know. Do you notice how I can have my face that way? Because they'll stare out the window.
That's what she said when we pulled up. She said, I would just sit.
I know. That's why they're all facing towards me. Especially Judah. He likes to look. Yeah. Miss Campbell. That's Miss Campbell's son over there.
I know.
She does that all the time.
I know who that is. Campbell who? Who, Mama? Not us.
My sister, she has a pet
Thanks.
We're going to go look in the husband and the brothers of the pack.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay. All right. One more scenario. James was right. That's really my aunt. Yeah. Her. Huh? I know. It's okay. Hello, everyone. Her husband is my brother. Is my dad's brother.
Your uncle.
Yeah. Her husband's my uncle. Okay. All right. One more scenario. James was right. This is what it looks like. Diagonal. Because it starts at 0, the b is 0, and it has a slope of 1, 1. So keep this in the back of your head. This is what y equals x looks like. Y equals negative, this is y equals x. Y equals negative x would look like the opposite. Okay? So go graph your original image. She's a para. Okay, so these are all my original image. No, you don't. There's a trick, because you're right. This is your line of reflection, so it really would be hard to count these spaces, right? That would be super hard. Look at this K. I can't count the distance from K all the way to the other side. I'm crossing boxes. I can't do that. Here's your trick. If you're reflecting over y equals x, all you do to get your new point is you switch your y and your x. So j prime becomes, well, this one isn't a good example because they're the same. So j prime becomes 2 and 2. But doesn't that make sense? Because j is on the line of reflection, right? So it has to stay the same. K prime becomes what? 1, 4. L prime becomes M prime becomes, right, good. Those are your tricks. You just have to remember the tricks because, that would be really hard to count. So K becomes 1, 4, that's K prime. Then you have negative 3, 3. Someone said first period that it made wings. Okay? So, you have a trick when you're reflecting over the y-axis, the x-axis, or y equals x. If you're reflecting over just a random line, then you have to count, right? Okay. So, all we did was swap the y and the x. The y and the x. Y and the x. Okay, if you flip to the back, there are 4 homework problems I want you to do, but you actually have about 6 minutes to do it now. I want you to do 4, 5, 6, and 7. Judah, why don't you go and take your stuff? Take your stuff with you.
Okay, so Miss Jenkins must.
Y'all be working on